Vatos, thanks again for tuning in to yet another video. Infamous coming at you live from the West Coast yet again, San Jose, California. Just wanted to bring up or just make a video about this topic that I supposedly recorded on the GoPro, but man, that thing is just, I don't know what's going on. But anyways, the footage is ruined, so now I'm here in front of my workstation making the video again. I ran into this fellow writer. He just bought a Street Bob, the Gauntlet Gray that you see here. He just bought it at House of Thunder, and he's had it for, I believe, 3 weeks, somewhere around that time. But it seems every time I go to House of Thunder, I run into him. So his name is Billy, great guy. He's about 5'4", 5'3", maybe. I didn't ask him, about his size, but he had a lot of concerns about him being able to ride the bike. I know he's new to Harley Davidsons because he didn't know anything that I was saying. I was throwing out names and parts, and he was just, he was just completely confused. But I don't know, maybe this might help you guys. Just one of those topics where, there's a lot of people out there shorter than myself. I'm already 5'7", pretty short, and there's riders out there that have concerns about reaching these bikes. So he got, of course, like I said, he got this one. Great bike, feels great. He's got the ape hangers, mid controls. The bike feels amazing. The seat height on this is about 26 inches. It's not that bad, but just people want to be able to flat foot the bike. I don't remember if he was new to riding. I believe he's probably ridden other bikes before, but I know for sure this is his first Harley Davidson. But yes, great bike. I enjoyed it. Test rode this a few times. It's a great torquey, light little bike for a Harley Davidson. Of course, for a Harley Davidson, it's light and it's agile for a Harley Davidson. So let's go ahead and get into a few mods. This last time I seen him, he had a few mods and I liked what he did to it, but he was still, like I said, he still has concerns about seat height. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get into it. He actually bought a Saddleman step-up seat, which is a very popular seat. It's a great seat. I really like it. Great quality, made in America, of course. Great seat overall. It does the job, and it does it better than your stock Harley seat, but he was still having a little bit of a reach. These are a few that I recommended to him. Told him that there's a little bit less cushion here, but if he was still concerned about the reach, then these two seats would help him. And they pretty much kind of look like a Saddleman step-up seat. They have that support on the back, that wall. This is just stuff that I was telling them that it's great to hold you in place, especially when you have this torquey machine. This 114's got over 100 foot-pounds of torque. And we spoke about how we would just see or catch ourselves sliding up on the seat when we got on it. So these are two great options right here. The cushion's a little bit lower. You don't sit as forward as you probably would like to with these seats, but you're able to reach the ground a little bit more. So if you're out there and you're maybe 5'3", 5'2", I believe these should help you. That way you're not compromising the suspension. You don't want to cut into it or get a lowering kit or something like that. These M8s are they're pretty good, but the monoshock. You know what? It is what it is. It's a Harley. They're unfinished bikes. And yeah, the Harley tax. Anyways, moving on to the next few seats that I recommended. I also recommended a few Pera seats. The difference between Saddleman and Pera, I mean, the quality, they're both great seats. They both make great seats. It's just that these seats, they just sit a little bit lower than the Saddleman step-up. Just like you get with the Whiplash company seats, they just sit a little bit lower. And I mean, if it's a huge concern and you're still not comfortable with the bike, I would say keep on riding it, get comfortable with the bike. And you just, if you just can't get over it, then you can look at these options. I think this one sits a little bit lower than the kick flip. This is the Daytona seat. It looks pretty good. They have a few different styles to it, but the overall design looks good. It still looks good. It flows into your rear fender. It's got that little extra cushion for the passenger, just a little bit extra compared to the Saddleman step-up seat. And then, of course, this has more of that look. It looks a little bit more like a step-up seat. You have more of a wall support and just a little bit lower on the base. But both of these are great seats. But like I said, if you really want reach, I think one of these would be probably a better option. Or if you have like super concerns about it, then of course you want to go with this, but it just doesn't have that look to it. I think style wise, you would be more happy with the other options. The Harley Davidson, of course, this would be the absolute one that you need if you have those concerns, but it just doesn't look good. I mean, there's no style to this, and for $400, I would definitely go with, you know, one of these instead. Just overall style, and it's just, man, it really ties the whole look of the bike together. It looks really nice. And he also went with some risers. He went with the T-bar setup. He went with traction supply. I don't remember if it was 8 inches or 6 inches, but if you're going anything above the stock height of your bars, then you are going to have to swap out your clutch cable and your brake line. So I believe he went with a 8-inch. I think I didn't have a measuring tape. I was asking him, and he doesn't know what's on the bike, but these are one of the mods that I did like. And anyways, he went with the I think it's an 8-inch riser from Traction Supply. It's a good little setup. As you can see, you have that Street Bob clamp on it, so it's a nice setup. It looks good. There is no feeding of the wires internally, so you do have these wires kind of sticking out. So you do have these cables sticking out through the middle right here. He also had the Kraus Raptor pullback, and this is just one of those things that brings the bars a little bit closer. This is 1.5 inches. If you're still having trouble reaching, then you should probably go with the T-Rex setup. That brings the bars a lot closer to the rider. So of course you're combining a little bit of height. You're also extending your risers. So this adds, I think it adds about 2 inches to the base, as you can see. It might be a little bit more than that. So just keep that in mind. If you're going with 8-inch risers, and then you're putting on this plate, this pullback or this reach plate, then you're going to be somewhere around 8 or 10 inches depending on your riser. So just keep that in mind. If you're doing this setup, calculate your base plate to your risers, so you know what you're getting with your cables and everything else. Because I mean, it's gonna suck if you have your cables and then you put this thing on there and it gives you an extra 2 inches of lift. Now your cables aren't gonna work anymore. So just keep that in mind. So that's pretty much it. That's my list of suggestions, and on top of what he already had on his bike, he still had to go with some pipes. We spoke about the pipes, so he did everything except for his pipes, and he's looking at a few options. And I also gave him a few options on some slip-ons, but I'm not gonna talk about that because that doesn't have anything to do with being able to reach or flat foot the bike. So if all of that fails, of course, then you could always wear boots. That helps me quite a bit with most of the bikes that have a seat height of 28 inches, so that helps out. And if that doesn't work, then I guess you'd probably look at getting some shocks. But anyways, man, I'm 5'7". I have 14-inch bars, and I don't have issue with being able to reach the bars. So you guys go ahead and leave your thoughts down below. If you guys have some tips, or you guys dealt with similar problems, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you did to kind of flat foot the bike. Anyways, you guys just stay out there, stay safe. Thanks for watching another video. Thank you for liking the videos, and thank you for all the support. You guys just stay out there. Don't believe everything you read. Life's a risk. Get out there and ride. Later.